I remember I sent bro FLPs. It's like old melodies, 2017 melodies, and then you got the new sauce on there, and people are like, "Oh man, this like old Future. This shit hard."
Focused, you know what I'm saying? Like lyrics first. When you're skilled at your craft, I'm gonna appreciate that, regardless of what. You know, image is just image.
If I could just give out one general piece of advice for lo-fi: pose with frequency in mind, texture matters, and groove matters.
A gym for producers, bro. Don't fucking stop practicing your melody. They may fucking suck right now. It happens. We all sucked at one point, but just keep practicing.
Do not give up. Like, don't matter how nothing bad gets, bro. If you feel like this is what you want to do, bro, and you feel like this is what's gonna take you to the level of you just being happy, not even just happy, bro, just like happy financially, bro. Stick to this, bro. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
Check, 1, 2. What's up with y'all? You already know it's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Producer's new favorite podcast, Let Me Rap With You. You already know we are 3 for 3. Season 3, episode 3. You already know. Appreciate y'all rocking with us as always, you know. So, you know, we always come with twists and everything, but, you know, y'all gonna see that, you know, within the episode, of course. But, you know, before we get into all the gags and shenanigans like we always do, this podcast is sponsored by Demolaire. You know, think you're dripping. You ain't dripping until you come shop with Demolaire. You know, make sure you get my guy Smash 215 at Demolaire Shop. That's DEMOLIR Shop. No underscore, no none of that. Y'all already know we've been saying this for too many times now. And, of course, you know this podcast is sponsored by Major Loops. You know, looking for some placement-worthy loops, samples, 808s, kicks, claps, snares, hi-hats, open hats, closed hats, percussions, toms, you name them, omnisphere banks. Name it. Shout out my guy Roy Lux, MajorLoops.com. You already know. Great kits, great prices. And of course, you know this podcast is sponsored by No Rival Shop. You know, shout out to my guy of mine. You know, make sure you go shop on NoRivalShop.com. You know, great collections. The new Burning Piece collection just came out. The Wolves W2O collection came out. Definitely love that new collection, bro. Definitely came out crazy with that one. The Burning Piece collection, the art collection, $11 tees, mystery boxes, you already know. You know. And of course, shout out to my guy of mine because he's also doing the Creative Hub program right now. You know, if you're looking to get your music out there in places where you never thought you would be able to get them, you know, make sure you get with my guy of mine on Instagram. That's the mine, TH3_mine. Make sure you get with him and, you know, look up more information about it. I'll make sure to also, if we have any links or descriptions for any of the Creative Hub programs, I will put them right in the, you know, the podcast description. So, you know, still working on a lot of things for that, and, you know, we'll be giving you updates throughout, you know, each episode from here on out. But, you know, and of course, as I said, you know, previous episode, we have the Let Me Rap With You merch coming out very soon. You know, soon you will be seeing me, you know, rocking the merch and all that. You know, we got a lot coming for that. So before we come out to the public, we will give you updates. But before we really come out to the public, you know, still a lot of work that we're doing. So, but, you know, besides that, before we, you know, get into the guest call and all that, you know, random positive vibes. Hope everybody cooking up. You know, about to transition into the second month of the new year of 2021. Hopefully everybody had a good first month of the year. Hopefully everybody got some stuff done, you know, something progressive, you know, whether you just start on a new project that you're going to be working on throughout half the year, quarter of the year, whole year, maybe more than that, you know, artists, you know, coming out with, you know, new songs, producers, new beats, photography, you know, new pictures, fashion designers, new pieces, you know, pretty sure, you know, my guys Smashing the Mind, I know they working on some new stuff. And, you know, always the, you know, random positive vibes, you know, make sure that, you know, everybody stay in their creative process. And, you know, how was your, you know, first month of, you know, 2021? Was it good? Did you start off the year good? You know, stuff like that. And, you know, I know we not on no, you know, live stream saying this, but, you know, y'all can always, like, even if y'all hear me saying this on the pre-recording, you know, y'all can always, you know, go back and, you know, respond to stuff that I say in the podcast, you know, later on, you know. A voice is a voice no matter how it is, you feel me? And, you know, just pray that, you know, everybody stay winning, you know, no matter where your path goes. The funny thing is, I've seen people during the pandemic find new careers and hobbies, and it's working out way better than what they were doing before the pandemic, and it's crazy. No, I'm not gonna give no specific names. I'd rather wait until I can actually interview them, but you know, it's a good thing. You know, people are still making way, you know, through this crazy world. And still, you know, making way possible. Other than that, we're about to get the guest call ready, so on and so forth. And honestly, I know y'all gonna see it in the description. The funny thing is, our guest tonight is not only a returning guest from season 1, he was actually supposed to co-host season 3 with me. Funny factor. Tonight's returning guest was actually supposed to co-host season 3 with me, but there were things that had happened. Good things. Not gonna say any of it during the intro segment because we're gonna wait, you know, for him to talk about everything. And we had talked about a couple of these things in the previous episode, even though it didn't happen then and there. But it's like, you know, what visionary, see things before it happen. And I kind of seen it with him, like when we were saying it. And it's just so crazy how, like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I know I said it, and you know, some people take things to heart, some people don't. But the fact that the reason why he couldn't co-host season 3 with me was like, it's because of some of these things. So, I mean, if anybody been keeping up with the, you know, podcast, because I'm pretty sure y'all going to see the title. Let's not act stupid. I'm doing a pre-recording. I'm going to have to put the information in. So, you know, if you kept up with the podcast, and I'm pretty sure you're looking at the, you know, description right now. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if my finger thing works right now. I will have to probably do some zoom in shit or whatever. But, oh snap, he entered the room. Then y'all already know what it's hitting for. Because he just entered the room. He ain't waste no time. So, you know, I'm glad that ain't take too long. But, I mean, I have to do the questions again. But, you know, it's cool. So, you know, refresh the end a bit. It's all good. Let me see. Record button on, camera on. All right. You know the crazy part, bro, before I actually start, it saved the intro segment before I called you. So it's actually, so that's crazy. Like, it's actually going to still have the whole interview.
Oh, damn, for real?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So it's like I said, all we got to do is just redo this, like the interview part. So like, that's cool. I said, okay, that's the first error that I'm down with. I'm fine with this. But all right. Back in effect. You know, we had a little error real quick, but Let Me Rap With You podcast. Your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. We got special guests, returning guests. Man, I don't even know how. I got to pull the red carpet out for this one because, as I told y'all in the intro segment, this guy was supposed to be the co-host with me for season 3. But so many good things have happened before and after that interview we had during the Halloween episode. Yes, if y'all don't remember, back in high demand, one of the highest commented episodes, one of season one's greatest guests. We got special guest and owner of Young Paper Chasers, the label Vanish Beats. My brother, how have you been? And welcome back to the podcast.
I've been good, bro. Thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
Man, look, man. But besides the label, you know, I see you've been doing some good things. And, you know, I'm pretty sure y'all all know because we're not doing no reruns of no backstories or anything. Y'all gonna have to go back to the first episode, poof, and you know, check out his backstory. We're not doing no reruns. We're just gonna be going to part 2, talking about the greater things that have happened ever since that episode has happened. Because before we even get into all the great questions I'm gonna ask you, we had a great discussion on that episode. I specifically asked you because of your talents, because of your mindset, because of the knowledge and everything that you do about starting a label. And originally you had told me, you know, it was something that you had thought about doing later on. But then not even within 2 to 3 months, right after the episode drops, Young Paper Chasers the label. What made you do it, bro?
So basically, I've always wanted to have a label one day, and I plan on doing it like years from now. But I was just chilling. I was just thinking, like, I've been working with like all of these huge like labels and producers and artists, and like nothing would happen. Like, I'd be working like hands on with like the people that run the labels, like the owners, like, and nothing would happen. And I'm just like, give me a year and I could be on top just like them. And I just, like, an hour or two went by and I just made it on the spot. It was just one of those things where I was just like, fuck it, what's the worst that could happen?
For sure. But honestly, the best happened because you put out one tweet, one email, and that motherfucker winded up becoming 800 submissions in a matter of, I'm gonna probably say 5 to 7 hours. Because if my timing is correct, I remember you posted that tweet around maybe 2:30, maybe 3:30 around the day, because I was still at work when you had posted the tweet. I was still at work. I can recall that. I think I was taking my smoke break when you were putting the tweet out. I go home. I do a submission because you know you my bro. I got support. Had to retweet. Had to do a submission. Had to tell everybody like, yo, you know, I'm definitely going to submit. Hope y'all do too. 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30 hits. Well, that's around my time. I know it's an hour behind for you, so around like 800 submissions plus.
Me and Trevor were just scrolling through them, like, mind blown. Like, I didn't expect, and it just blows my mind. Like, I still have no words to that. Like, that tweet blew up in like 10 minutes. I don't know. I just didn't expect any of that.
Man, and it's just so crazy because like me being 27, I think I started my first label when I was like 13, 14. So like I'm gonna say this, like the excitement at a young age, just knowing that you can do something like this. And like you said, it's just mind blowing. It's still astounding that wow, I'm not doing this years later like I thought I would. Like I'm actually doing this now. And you know, outside the submissions, you know, you got the Discord server, and then now not only with the producers, but you also got artists, like, and you know, with the tweets, and this is coming from, you know, the engagement of the tweet that you put out, coming from, you know, mutual friends, coming from DMs. I have not seen such excitement for a new label for a new collective coming out on the internet. I haven't seen this much excitement. And I'm not really going to put internet money in this conversation because internet money, they're the gods of like producer collectives. So like it's kind of an understatement that anytime they'll scout for somebody, damn near half the world will probably go out and just put themselves on a resume. So we're not going to put them in this conversation. But I haven't seen this much excitement since Neela World was scouting for producers and the first time Sonny Laurent was scouting for Digital Dior producers. I have not seen such a hype since then. And just like you, like Sonny Laurent he only started Digital Dior like so long ago, not even that long ago.
Yeah, I think he started like 8 or 9 months ago, maybe even a year. I don't know.
Like, I think
somewhere around there.
I think Digital Dior will be a year old. I think either this month or next month. Shout out to my guy Sonny too. But you know, bro, and you know, definitely gonna be talking about a couple things, you know, because you know, you definitely, as we said in the last episode, you know, you got some history with Sonny. Definitely, he was one of the, you know, producers who was around in the corner, you know, when the low end of, you know, Vanish was there. And, you know, but we'll talk about all that later. But going back to Young Paper Chasers, what made you come up with the name, actually? This is actually a curiosity for me.
Yeah, so basically I was trying to think of like a name and like I just couldn't think of anything. And I started thinking, and my friend actually had like a little group and it was Young Paper Chasers, but he never did anything with it and he like stopped making music. But like we started talking again because we used to play games and stuff together. And we would like sit on Discord and I'd cook up beats and he would like freestyle over them and like all of that. And I was like, yo, would you ever want to like turn YPC into something? And he was just like down like instantly. So I was like, bet. And we set everything up in like an hour. And yeah, that's pretty much it. YPC Dev. That's my brother.
Shout out to Dev. And actually you had mentioned Trev, shout out to Trevy Beats. You had mentioned him earlier. So what, and I know on the page he is actually one of the co-owners of YPC as well. Yeah. What made him want to, you know, get down with the vision as well?
So basically I already told you this, but when I was making everything, I was talking to Trevy at the time too, like about making one, like how I wanted to do it. And after like YPC was made and the name and everything, I was like, would you want to join or be a part of it? And like 5 minutes later, he left the collective he was in. And then like 5 or 10 minutes, he just started like leading it with me. And I don't know, I have a lot of respect for him for like doing all that and being so down.
That is just like, and like not even knowing his end, like it must have been a situation or a certain kind of energy that just made him like just go instantly. Because like even with like, I'll say like this, even with me and the former labels that I have, like we're all still family. We just all went our independent routes because like I believe that's what our journey had intended, you know, for everybody to go independent. But you know, even at that, like to go 5 minutes instantly, like to me, that's mind blowing.
I was so excited. Like I just like after I posted that tweet saying that I wanted to start one, and I got like all of the love and all the engagements, I was just like, I knew something crazy was about to happen. I was trying to get everything made like then, like right there, right now. Like I didn't want to wait days, weeks, like plan everything out. I wanted to start recruiting like the next day.
And then the next thing you know, 800 submissions coming out. That shit is crazy, bro. And you know, coming from somebody who is so knowledgeable and, you know, already working with great artists, you know, you're working with, you know, young guys, Clone the Kid, you know, you're working with all these great artists, Scotty, that are on the rise, and then you're also getting your way into industry routes now, and then now you got the label to help get them in the same place too.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to like sound cocky or anything, but like most of the people in YPC don't have like that big of a following or placements or any placements at all. So like I don't know, just getting people on the team placements or opportunities is just like the best feeling ever. Even if I'm not a part of the record, just like helping them get their first placement or get just a new placement and then being like super happy and all that is just it just feels great.
For sure, for sure. And just like me, with World of Metropolis, I have my I have artists as well. Shout out to my guy AB, Pup, Bibby, Moo, Retro Gang. They all family. That's so many people down the list. They put the label. They probably couldn't even real shit. Y'all fans, y'all can see the background is of the office now. Whole gang probably couldn't even fit in this joint. I ain't even on bullshit. But you know, what's your relationship, and can you actually break down a couple of the artists that you actually got signed with YPC right now?
Yeah, so we have 3 artists. It's J Moore, Indigo, and Dev. J Moore just dropped an EP actually, and then Indigo has some stuff coming out. But J Moore, I found him a while ago, just like on my timeline, and I went to go DM him, and he actually DM'd me, and we started working. And I sent him a beat, and like 20 minutes later, he sent me back one of the craziest songs I've ever heard. And this was like a
20,
month,
whoa,
like 20 minutes.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. You said 20 minutes.
Like 20 minutes. And it was crazy. He still hasn't dropped it. And that shit is crazy. I sent him a pack like 2 days ago, and he did the same thing.
You need to drop an EP called 20 Minutes. That's
But
what you do.
yeah, whenever that was like a month before YPC was started. So when I started it, I just hit him up and was like, I just asked him if he wanted to join, and he was down. So I picked him up. And then Dev, obviously one of the 3 that started it. And then Indigo, I found him through submissions. He was like one of the, like, because we found a lot of artists, and like none of them were really anything special. And then I clicked on Indigo's, and it was crazy. Like the most like versatile. Like he has a crazy voice and like a crazy work ethic. And like I just instantly had to pick him up. And I don't even think we were on live. I think I was just going through them with Trevy, because we had so many that we had to like go through them off stream to be able to even.
You said it took about 2 or 3 days to actually go through everything.
Yeah, we only got to do like 4 or 5 hours on live, and the rest we just did off of the live, because we just couldn't. If we did it, we'd be there. Like we would be there for like 12 hours.
For sure. Man, that's crazy, man. To go through all those submissions and actually take the time to, pick out. And, what are some of the and we can actually speak on, the producer side too, because this producer's favorite podcast. So I feel like some of the producers that you had added to YPT, I feel like they should get some shine too.
For sure. I'm actually going to go to the group chat and look, because I won't remember everyone off the top of my head.
So good.
We got Obey. He's really underrated. We got Macro. We got Raza, which I already shouted him out earlier, but he puts in so much work. Like, he runs the whole Discord. Like, everything that was set up, everything he did. And that's just, like, he does so much, and he shouldn't have to. And we got Danny Rome. That's my brother.
Oh, shout out to Danny Rome. He's definitely he's been flowing around in the Twitter sphere.
He's gonna be crazy huge. Like I don't know. I didn't think he would want to join. Like, I didn't even ask him. Like, we were just talking about it, and he was like talking to me about how I started it. He was like, I might need a spot. And I was like, you know, you're in if you want it. And he was in.
Danny
It was-
Rome said he wanted a spot.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
And that's not even like, there's so many crazy people. Like, huge. Like, I would have never thought they would want to join or anything that did. We got Takala, Fire, put me on the Babyface. Also, top 3 craziest artists I've ever heard. KNS, he's a German producer. He's crazy. Like, his samples, unreal. Cheat Code, it's my brother. K-Way, that's my cousin. And he just got into producing like a month ago. Like, he came over to my house and finally let me show him how to do it. And he made one beat, like, and it was crazy. Like, I don't know if it runs in the family or what, but he just knew what he was doing, and it was crazy. And I was just like, yo, just join. We got Ducked Off, Crazy Fire. I honestly don't even know how to say bro's name, but I think it's Rox. But he's crazy. He has the craziest guitar samples I've ever heard. He's my go-to for guitars. Sorry, Trev. This one was also crazy. Terrestrial Alien.
What?
I didn't think he would be down.
Whoa. Hold the phone.
He also hit me
You
up.
got Terrestrial Alien signed to YP. That is the bro. You got him signed to YP. Oh, I'm about to hold on.
He hit me up too.
That is crazy. Yo, I'm about to actually hold on, bro. I'm about to actually see if I could fucking surprise call this nigga while we man, he
homies with
bro, group chats and everything. He probably not even want to answer his phone. But God, like, we got instrumental songs together. Freaking, like, when I tell you, wow, that is probably one of the most mind-blowing, like, you got a piece with you, bro. No
bro,
bullshit.
I don't know. When he hit me up to join, I was just like, no way. Like that's when I was like, okay, this. Like, once
This
Danny
is
hit
real.
me up, Terrestrial hit me up, I was just like, all right, this is going somewhere. But we got Mando. Also, he found him through submissions. Reese found him through submissions. Cam was the first person to join other than Trevy and Dev. Cam Harwood. Drake Beats. That's another one. I didn't think he'd be down. Because he's like...
Oh no. Drake. Oh, trust me. He already knew he was down. Especially, like, man, you know, we talked about it on season 2. I think, season 2, the Major Loops fan appreciation episode. Like, you know, the work that, you know, y'all got, like, you know, I wouldn't have been surprised if Drake would have wanted to join. That's crazy.
I just didn't think he'd be down, like, because he has, like, a good following, and he's, like, doing good independently, but he was down. And then with Drake, we had Josh join too, which was also crazy. Like, them two joining was huge to me because they're like my brothers.
Yeah.
And they're both like doing big things like independently.
All right, so here's what you do. Here's what you do now, bro. I'm about to tell you some side shit. Here's what we're about to do now. So with those two motherfuckers, you got Drake and Josh, right? All right, so here's what you do with those two motherfuckers. We about to do some funny shit. Cause we talked about this on the Drake episode. Those two, bro, I swear to God, YPC vlogs, you will have them two in the studio together, arguing and fighting and making beats at the same time on some dumb shit. I swear, bro. When I tell you, bro, like, I'm not, like, I can't reveal the group chat, but I'ma just say it like this. Those two, like, you ever seen the real Drake and Josh, like, on TV?
Yeah.
This is the producer edition, bro. I'm basically giving you a TV show, bro. I'm giving you a TV show, bro. I'm just selling you on everything, bro. Like that shit, bro. Because I was telling them niggas, like I said, look, this COVID shit falls over. I told Drake and Josh, like, going right to Cali, going get a hub for a week, and we vlogging that. Like, I was already planning to do that.
That's another thing that I'll talk about later on. But whenever YPC was first starting, we were all in the group chat, like all hyped and everything. We're actually planning on getting a place in LA once I graduate. A couple of people are already moved out, but I plan on moving when I graduate, obviously, because I'm underage and I got to graduate first. But after that, I'm going to be out there and we're just going to go crazy.
Going to do it the internet money way. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Like when I say shout out to Taz, because like when he did that shit doing the internet money mansion, that's when I believed that the shit could be real. I'm not even gonna lie. Like when before that shit happened, I ain't believe that shit could be real.
I didn't he really proved that producers can be up there with artists. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, if Taz just really pushed the fact that producers should get the credit that like they deserve, because before that they really weren't.
You know, the one thing I will say is that there have been plenty of producer groups, because it is the one thing. Like me, I always study. There have been production teams since jazz, since way back, since way before we were born. But when we talk about the internet era of producer collectives, I will have to say that Taz was definitely one of the pioneer influences of producers starting collectives. I have to say that because I honestly never thought about starting one until I started paying attention to him. That's just me and my experience.
I mean, they have some of the biggest songs of all time. Nick Mir's Diamond has probably, I don't even know, he has a shit ton of plaques. Everyone has so many. They got a mansion.
What do you think about Nick Mira starting his label?
I think it's sick. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a part of internet money, but like it's like 808 Mafia. Like DY Crazy has Crazy Mob, but it's like still a part of 808 Mafia in a way.
And how TM88 has Crash Dummies?
Yeah.
Of course.
And a couple other people in internet money have their own thing, I think. But it's like you're signed through Nick. So like if you sign to Mirror Touch, you're in internet money, you're just signed through Nick.
Just like how people sign with Cody. Like
yeah.
my boy overseas, he signed with Internet Buddy through Cody.
Yeah, most people aren't even like, they're not signed through like Taz. They're signed through like Cody, Nick. I don't really know who else. I don't think Rio does.
To be honest, sure, I'll take any of those affiliations because like, and I'm gonna give all of them their respect, especially Cody, because like everybody think Cody just started going crazy. Bro, people don't realize like Cody was one of the 808 masters ahead of his time.
That's like honestly
way before he even got as far as he got.
Some of the 808 like things that I do that everyone like asks me how I do or think that it's like my thing, like I got from him but flipped it.
See? Man, Cody is like, and I'm not saying 808 Mafia. Like 808 Mafia, they're definitely their own way, but Cody is his own. You can't compare nobody to Cody. Can't.
Yeah, but everyone in there just has their own style. Like Rio with his like hyper pop shit. Nick, Nick's always just been doing weird shit, but it's like the emo rap phase that was all him.
Honestly, and speaking of like, and actually speaking of all these, great producers and great songs and great genres, you know, we had great discussions about a lot of artists that you were working with in the last episode, and you know, thanks to Sonny Laurent and DistroKid, this really doesn't have to be a conversation this episode. I thought it was going to have to be a conversation, but thanks to DistroKid, Sonny, and all that and everything worked the situation out. We don't really got to talk about that side, so we can actually just talk about the best part of this situation, because during the time that I interviewed you, during the Halloween episode, the current hit that was out that you were doing numbers on was Falling with Yung Gosse. And as we said, did 20K in a matter of a day or two. And later on, the long-awaited Pressure album dropped. And you also had production credit on that. How did it feel being on not only one of the hottest debut albums coming up from a rising artist, but to even be involved with Gosse's project?
It was crazy because I didn't think I had one on it. I didn't find out for a while because they got announced and I didn't know I had one. And Sonny texted me, asked me for my distro kit and everything. I was texting Gosse and everything, and I don't know. I didn't think that the song I had on it was gonna be like up there because there's some other songs on there that were just crazy, but like I was seeing on Twitter, like the day Pressure dropped for the first time, so everyone was saying like Shedding Skin was their favorite, and I was like, this is crazy. Like
Shedding Skin isn't in my top 3. I will say that. Shedding, what's crazy? I'm gonna say it like this. I didn't even check the production credits on the back of the track list until after I heard the project. And like you said, I got Gosse right on my phone if I wanted to text Gosse right now, and but he probably busy. I ain't even gonna bother him. But I got Gosse number. I could text him. Probably go back in the text messages right now. I'm pretty sure I could say I gave him 3 songs. Shedding Skin was definitely one of them. Before I even checked the production credits, I found out, Vanish produced it. Oh, no wonder. I'm going to say that's an understatement. Oh.
that's my first placement that I did the melody on.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, everything else I've always done drums on, but I sent Sonny a pack and he did the drums on that, and I did the melody.
It's crazy talking about this Gosse album. You actually want to hear? Okay, so the last song on the project is called New Orleans, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Shout out to my guy Joey Latrec. Shout out to my guy Poppy. I'm actually going to tell the world a funny story, and I swear to God, me, Poppy, and Gosse, we'll laugh about this like every time we talk about this. New Orleans, like I said, shout out my guy Joey Latrec. If anybody, Gosse fans, if anybody was paying attention in the Twitter sphere during this, this was literally in the last week and a half where Gosse was recording his album. Hit this L before it goes out, but my guy Joey Latrec, the guy who did the guitar on the song, he originally put a video of him doing the guitar loop, and he put the file on BeatStars for free. Gosse put out a tweet, and he said, whoever makes the best beat with this loop is going on my album. So literally, as soon as he said that, as soon as I got off work, I was on it. I text Poppy. I told Poppy, I said, now, bro, I already know that you're going to be on this. Like, I'm going to be on this. So, let's get it. Like, let's see who's going to get it. Like, you feel me? So I was talking to Poppy about it. I was texting Gosse about it. And like, you know, we all know like guys got both of them because like we all were in discussion, and later on I found out that Poppy's version made the project. I was like, oh, I was just sitting there like you said, like I ain't think, you know, like I didn't know what was going to happen. Come to find out that Poppy had it, but I said, you know what though, if I was gonna take the L to anyone, I'm glad it was my homie. You feel me?
I feel you. But speaking of Joe, bro, he got on with Dirk, and he's on billboards and shit now.
Lamborghini mirrors. You know, it's crazy. This was today, right? Literally right before I came to the office, bro. I was chilling with my sponsor. You know, shout out to my guy. You know, Demolier, think dripping. You ain't dripping, taking a shot with us. No, I was chilling with my sponsor earlier. We was chilling with some folks. You know, hot boxing the whip, playing some shit. We was actually listening to Lamborghini Mirrors in the car, just to really sit there and to really hear people like sing the lyrics to this song, like while we just smoking the hot boxing and like fucking, you know, like just knowing like, damn, like I hear Joe's guitar on that shit. I text him all the time about that shit. Like, bro, you really did it with that shit.
It was crazy because I found him through Santana, and we started working, and now he's like got a placement with Dirk, which if anyone knows me, that's my dream placement. That's like who I want to work with. Like Dirk, well, Vaughn, obviously, but sadly he passed away.
Long live Vaughn.
Facts.
I still think about that story from episode 1. Just like thinking like, damn, if you sent that pack to Vaughn, like what if that would have happened before he passed?
There's a chance that I have one with them. I just don't know. I don't know. It's only time will tell.
Man, hopefully, you know, they bring the ball out, and hopefully, you know, shoot. Even if they got to find you later on about it, shit. That's it. For Vine, shit, we take that one, right?
So I can't believe that.
Man, shit, man. Like, all I can say is, like, actually, they just dropped the video for Armed and Dangerous. They just dropped the video for that one.
Yeah, I just watched that.
Yeah, I watched that drawing yesterday. That shit was it. It's good to see that he actually still had video content even before, you know, this, that, and the third. But, you know, just getting back into everything, you know, just, you know, like you said, the label, getting on Gosse's project, and not only getting on his project, but doing it with a melody. You know, also seeing that you had 24 Hours on your list now, too.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the Private Club. 24 is definitely one of my favorites. How did this come about?
So I don't know if I can. Hold on. I'm gonna DM to make sure I can talk about it.
Yep. I'm going to say, gotta be official about it. Because people don't know, a secret gem is that when you put stuff out at the wrong time, people actually tend to lose a placement because of that.
Yeah, I just DM'd the other person on the track because he told me not to tell anyone. So I just want to see if it's cool or not. Yeah. I don't want him mad at me.
No, it's cool. But, you know, until he hits us back on the DM, you know, oh shit, let me check my phone. I'm going to say I was about to check my DM, make sure Terrestrial only called me back. But, you know, just, you know, getting into all these, you know, different situations, you know, what are some of the plans that you have for YPC going into this year? Because I know you guys are still constructing, you know, you got the server, you got, you know, people, you know, getting together and doing this, that, and the third. So what are just some of the constructive plans that you got ready for YPC even before all these placements come?
Well, we just started a YouTube channel. We're gonna post like all kinds of stuff on there. Mainly, I don't really care about getting like followers or the name like necessarily out there. Obviously, I want people to know about it, but all I care about right now is getting everyone in a good spot and like just getting placements and being able to slowly make a living off of this, so that way when I graduate and we're all ready, we can move out to LA and work and just make everything that we want to happen.
I'm thinking about the YouTube. Does anybody in the label, does anybody in the label live stream?
I don't know.
Because
I'm not
honestly,
sure.
knowing that you got a collective like that, like you said, you can drop different kinds of content. If you have a producer that live streams, that can kind of bring in like an open world to YPC, even if it's not you. Because you never know. It could be let me see. If I was a YPC fan, what kind of YouTube video would I want to see? No matter which producer it would be doing it on a live stream. What if the caption just says, YPC producer, whichever one it is, in the information, cooks up with new Vanish loops. Who wouldn't want to see that? Who wouldn't want to see that? Like, he cooking up with Vanish loops? Oh snap! Like, hold on, can I take a break real quick? Hold on, hold the phone. Who, like, that's just me. If me as a YPC fan,
Yeah, I've been wanting to stream, but like I just never have time. I've been in studio sessions like every day.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
In school, it's been a lot.
Honestly, that's actually a great question we can actually ask right now. Like, just balancing, because coming from a person of experience, balancing the studio life and just going to school and just knowing the passion that you want to take, knowing that, as soon as, you done school, like, that that's not the path for you. Like, what's the strain and like, some of the difficulties you find in like trying to balance that?
It's just like, I don't know. I've never been good at school because I just don't think that I need to go. If that makes sense, I don't see a reason to it when I know that nothing I'm going to do in life is going to involve school. And I just, especially with the whole corona, like, I just don't see how sitting in a Zoom call is supposed to do anything when you can just give me the work and I can do it. And plus, I have strict parents, so like my grades and attendance and everything is like huge. And then half the time I don't show up, and when I do show up, they mark me absent. So I'm like all fucked. And then like I can't go to the studio, and then I have to like fucking do hours of homework to make sure that I get my grades up so then I can go to the studio. It's just, I don't know, like, school has definitely slowed down the grind.
Man, that's how it was for me in college, bro. Like, and I talked about it in season 2. In the if I think I remember, I think it was the Jay Bento episode. Like, when I bullshit you not, bro, the day that I left college, like, this is how much I love music. Even though, like, I still work, part-time job, I still work a job to pay the bills and all that. But, besides that, at least, the job, make sure that I have a, place to stay, have the office and all that, have all this. So, that's cool. But with school, like, I didn't give the story too much, But I literally like bullshit now, bro. Like I was sitting in class because I felt like I was gonna do it before I even went to school that day. I had like my mobile studio in my duffel bag. I had like 3 pre-rolls. I don't even think half of the day was over. Fucking, I don't even think half of the day was over. After my psychology class, and my teacher just taught me some shit that changed my life, I text my homie. I said, bro, you at the house? He like, yeah. I said, bro, give me like an hour and a half. I'm finna be there, bro. You said, bro, like, don't you got class today? I said, nigga, not anymore. I told him I'd be there in an hour and a half. It really don't take an hour and a half, but like, this is a story for another episode of the podcast. My ex was at this college, and I kind of just like, and this was like kind of like, and like honestly, bro, like it was one of those like, yeah, like first of all, I didn't expect me and her to be in the same college, and then like you you see each other try and renege, but shit don't renege shit type situation. So like right before I walked out that college, like she seen me, she was like, "Don't you got class?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm out of here." Like this school shit, like it's a dud. Like
I don't see how sitting and learning about linear equations is supposed to help me in life. Like learning about like taxes and like all of that. Like I understand that, basic math. But when I'm sitting there with some old ass white girl trying to teach me about linear equations when I could be making beats or networking or any of that to like do something with my life, I don't see how school is helpful at all unless you are doing something like becoming a doctor or something. Then yeah, go to school. But for me, like ever since I was a kid, like it literally, like when I was like 6, probably I knew I wanted to do music, and it's never changed. And everyone's always like, what you want to do in life's gonna change, and it hasn't. I've always wanted to do music, and I know I want to do music no matter what, and I'm gonna do it.
that's what I've always felt. That's why it should never stop for me for anything. Like for real. And man, like I said, everybody got different, paths. I feel like ours is just like, we know what we want to do with ourselves, and that's just not the lane for us. And I mean, in my opinion, like you said, bro, once that LA trip happens, everything gonna be set from there. And do you plan on having the artist move in too, and having a studio built in the house?
Anyone that wants to come through, like, you're welcome. Like, even if you're not on YPC, if you're a homie or you need somewhere to stay, like, you could slide. We're gonna have a studio, like, everything. Like, I have so many big plans.
And that's crazy, man. And you know, like you said, I know we can't talk about the 24-hour situation right now at the current moment, but you got that. We got guys, Scotty, Clone, and there's Santana. So many people that you've worked with down the boards at such a young age. Even though you're dealing with the school shit, trust me, I understand. You're supposed to be doing homework. Friggin', I'm in FL Studio trying.
Like, the whole school day, like, I'm in a Zoom call and I'm tabbed out in FL Studio making a beat, and, like, I just,
Oh,
I'm always
God.
making beats.
Yo, I tell you, like, if I had an iPhone when I was in high school and I had the first INPC app, I'd have definitely failed. I ain't even gonna cap. If I had an iPhone when I was in fucking high school and I had the first iMPC app, oh god, I'd probably been fucking failed every class except music class.
Bro, I'm always making beats like during school. Like I even downloaded FL Studio on my phone so I could cook up when I'm in bed. So like if it's like 2 or 3 a.m., I just pop my AirPods in and I just start cooking up on my phone. Like right now I have FL Studio pulled up and I made a melody. Like I don't know, I'm just not happy unless I'm making a beat. Like I don't know how to explain it. And that's why I have so many like beats, and like whenever people ask me like how many beats I make in a day and I tell them and it blows their mind, like even someone posted on Twitter and was like, how many beats did you make this year? And everyone was like saying 100, 200, and then Rio said like 2,000, and then I came in and was like 3,000 or 4,000. And and like 20 minutes later Rio DM'd me and was like saying he respected me for being the only person to have, you know, more beats made than him, and he sent me samples and we started working. It's, I don't know, like just working and just gives you small opportunities.
As you said 2 to 3 times in episode 1, staying consistent.
He actually just sent me back and said I could talk about it.
Oh, and I was sitting here about to get ready to get the last 3 questions of the main podcast set, but all right.
So basically,
looks like y'all got to rock with us for a little bit longer.
So I was in bed. It happened on, let me scroll up, December 13th. I was in bed about to go to sleep, and I got a DM from Ducked Off. He's in YPC, and he sent me a tweet and was like, yo, we got one with 24 hours. And I was like, what the fuck? And I clicked on it, and I was like, what? And he sent me the screen recording, and the song is crazy. It's not out, and I hope it drops, but it is so fire. And yeah, he in Vegas, I don't know if he owns the studio, but he like goes there a lot or works there, something like that. But he has hella opportunities. Like if I told you the people that he was sending beats to, you'd be fucking mind blown. Like people with like diamond records, like it's crazy. But yeah, that's how the 24 hours placement came.
Man, that is 24. I need this. That's all I'm gonna say. 24. I need this.
It's actually easy to get to. Danny Rome DM'd him and he hit him back with his number.
Damn. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. And as Wavy Bands said in the last episode, shout out my guy Wavy Bands, the iPhone hustle is definitely the new, to me, that's the new thing 2021. That's why everybody that I've been working with recently, I just been collecting all their numbers. Because sometimes at a certain point, people don't be on social media. They working, you feel me? So they not doing anything if it ain't a text message, you know?
No, I feel you.
So, like, I mean, that's crazy. Like, so that's crazy. Now that, you know, now that the fans got what they wanted for the 24 hours, you know, story, I can finally get into the, you know, the last, you know, favorite questions of the podcast as always. What are a couple of goal placements that you are banking on this year? Dirt is an understatement, so we're not going to count that one because we counted that last episode.
Yeah,
So
obviously Dirk, which I'm gonna get by summer. Give me till summer, and I'm gonna
I
have a
say
Dirk
spring.
placement.
I got faith you might get it by spring.
But honestly, I've already gotten a couple placements that have been like my dream placements.
Mm.
But some like big ones, Doug. I don't know. I've honestly been getting. I don't know. I hate talking about like, because I feel like I'm flexing, but I'm not trying to. But
You ain't flexing, bro. You work too hard for this shit.
I really want one with Lil Baby, and we've been working. Uh, I don't know, like really, cause I don't be listening to like many different artists other than like Dirk, Juice World, Vaughn.
Long live Juice and Vaughn.
Like if I could have any placement, it'd be with Juice. Like I honestly gotta believe I'm the biggest Juice World fan of all time. Like I know every single release and unreleased song from that dude. It's crazy. But I don't know. Honestly, the only placement that I really want right now is Dirk. And like obviously like Thug, Future, definitely Future. Oh, Doughboy. I need a Doughboy placement.
Yeah, because I seen that in the pin tweet. I seen that in the pin tweet.
I need a Doughboy placement.
Mm-hmm.
He's so underrated and so fire, and I know he would kill my beats.
Shout out to my fam Dot Midori. He just got a placement on Demons R Us with what's that song? Tweaking with Future. And I think that's produced by Southside, TM88, Young Coke Music, and my guy Dot Midori.
That album is so fire. I need a Doughboy placement.
Mm-hmm. My favorite song on there is Bussin' with Uzi. That's my shit on there.
Also, Pyrex. Pyrex, like as an artist, is fire.
I'm so happy that he's getting back to things because I'm not gonna go into detail about it because that's
Yeah, that was terrible.
yeah, but I'm happy for him. I'm glad things are getting back for him because I ain't gonna bullshit, bro. I was scared at first. I was scared, no cap, because I really fuck with Pyrex, and like you said, I think I definitely relate to you. Pyrex is definitely one of the only ones on my list. I don't got so many people on my list like that because it's only probably but a few in the industry who impress me. So I would probably say Pyrex is probably one of the few that I want.
Like his last project was so far. I still listen to that every day. Like as an artist, he's so far. Like producer wise, he's obviously he really has his own style that everyone the Pyrex beat with. But him as an artist, he's so far. And I wish he got more credit as that.
I feel like he will. Time will tell. Everybody time is just something that I don't question because that's just something that comes when it comes. And and actually speaking of the time that'll come, you being a person that's in the studio, and not only a person that's in the studio, you understand the producer life at a young age from not just the internet, working from home, being on your phone, yada, 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 yada. You actually have the experience of going to the studio, working with people, and actually doing things. So when I ask this question, I always ask this question every episode. I'm actually going to be real excited to finally ask this, final question for the podcast. If you can if a Let Me Rap With You podcast fan was in the studio with you right now and they had to walk out with one final gem, what would it be?
Um, there's actually I can give two because I don't really.
Double.
So the first one is pretty obvious, but like I don't see a lot of people doing it, and like a lot of people have huge egos. But like, work with everyone. Like, there's been people that have hit me up with like 10 followers, like when I first started, and I didn't like respond, and like a month later they had a little baby placement. Like, you don't know who or when they'll people can give you opportunities. Like, anything can happen. Like, what is the worst of you sending loops to someone that hits you up? You're all like, nothing's gonna happen out of that other than you possibly getting a placement. So that's like a little placement gem. Just work with everyone. And another one, I learned this from being in the studio. So there's one studio in my town that I know of that's like good, and I started going over there to like get used to going to studios, and I got really close with like all the people that work there. And I actually can just slide there whenever I want for free, and they always have me come through to work and all of that. But the engineer at that studio has taught me so much, and one of the biggest things that he gave me is to mix your own beats and not leave it up to the engineer. I mean, you can, but if you really want to secure a placement and have it done like fast, if you structure and mix your own beats and learn how to mix properly, say you send that beat out, it's going to be ready to be recorded on and everything. If you have the stems ready, everything, the engineer is going to have to do anything. They're just going to hear me like, oh, that's fire, here, start recording. And an hour or two later, song's ready. 2 or 3 days, a week later, it's out. But say you had to make the engineer like do everything, then he has to spend however many hours, minutes, whatever, touching up, mixing it. And then maybe even your mix might just be complete garbage and he doesn't want to do anything to it, or the artist can't hear anything on it. But if the mix is good, you can really hear everything and it brings out the actual emotion in the beat or whatever they're feeling, you can secure placements better. That's one thing I've learned, because when I started doing that, my placements started to like really double. Like when I sent packs out, I would start getting them.
Wow, that's actually one of the craziest engineering studio gems like this podcast has probably ever gotten. Like, man. And it's crazy, like I said, because, and I was just talking about it with some of the podcast family today. And, and before I say the next thing, a lot of people wonder why I use the word we when, I talk about the podcast, because, I'm the host that's talking in front of the camera on the microphone. But, let me rap with you. We operate as a family. There are people, behind the scenes, behind doors that y'all don't know that, make this possible. But like, just being here for 6 months, we've only been operating for 6 months. And we probably had you on the podcast, I'm going to say within the second month, going into the second and a half. We started in August. So August, September, October. Yeah, we had you within the third month of the podcast. So this is 3 months later, literally. All these gems and placements that you literally learned, earned, applied, and just, guys, no pun intended, but like, man, you've been putting pressure on motherfuckers. No pun intended. Like I put that on guys, bro.
I hear like everyone always mentions like how much I've improved and have gotten in such a little amount of time. And like, I don't know. I'm constantly working that if I didn't improve, then it would just be dumb. Cause like I make like 30, 40 beats a day. So like if I didn't improve, I don't know. Plus I'm always listening to music or like everything I do just involves music. So I'm always learning.
I mean, I say it like this: if you wasn't worried about improvement, you wouldn't be able to make 30, 40 beats a day. The way I look at it. But man, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. For the first time, because and it's been said a couple times that my podcast, some fans have said, why don't you have a returning guest? First time I do it, and we get gems like this from one of the hottest and one of the youngest up and coming producers in the game, and that's running a label with some of the hottest up and coming producers and artists to come. Bro, when I tell you it is an honor that you took the time to actually come back for a second time for this podcast, bro, is like I couldn't be more grateful, bro.
Oh, thank you for inviting me for real. Definitely gotta come back for a third time.
Yeah, we definitely gotta have Trev come back for that third time because I gotta get that story out of him. I gotta, bro, like I gotta get that out of him. I gotta know what happened with that shit. So trust me, I'm pretty sure the fans, I know y'all probably gonna want that shit too. Like leaving the collective instantly to join YPC. I'm gonna say, bro. Let's actually. I don't usually recap unless it's like in the captions on the promo, but we actually have to recap like this whole return factor. You was on the podcast only 3 months ago. Month and a half after that, you started a label with over 800 submissions, with over actually almost at a factor of 2K followers, was not even in a matter of 2 to 3 months. Still got producers submitting to this day. Still got artists submitting to this day. The placements, the knowledge, the studio sessions with the engineers. Like, if that's not a hell of a recap of returning in only 3 months, because you gotta think about it, bro. When you think about most podcasters, most interviewers, when they have a guest like return, like for an episode, they don't come back for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years before they could really give them some gems.
Yeah.
You only came back in 3 months. I think that's a record for the books. Came back in 3 months with probably triple the gems than the last episode.
I guess sit here all day just giving more gems, but
Yeah, I'm gonna say we gonna have to say that for part 3. The fans can't have the whole hibachis in one night. So I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all already know. And actually, speaking of that shit, man, I think I got some munchies in the other room, man. Hopefully, I got some more weed in the other room. But y'all already know. It's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Season 3. First returning guest episode. We appreciate y'all for not only giving me the confidence to choose Vanish to come back, but for also giving him the great reviews, the great comments, and all that. Like when I tell you, bro, people tell me like they learned a lot from that first episode. And even Sonny himself, he loved that episode where, you was talking about him, talking about, the situations. Like, you're definitely probably one of the highest demanded guest in my podcast series.
I appreciate that a lot.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. And y'all already know we out for the night. Vanish Beats, Young Paper Chasers, the label. Make sure y'all follow YPC for what was it? YPC4L _ if I'm not mistaken.
That's Twitter.
Oh, I'm going to say, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I remember the Twitter by heart. That's crazy. Cause I don't even think I followed the page yet, but I seen it on the on your bio so many times. But I definitely need to follow, and y'all definitely need to follow, and y'all need to follow Vanish Beats, and definitely keep up with Young Paper Chasers, because if y'all don't think they taking over, I'll say it like this, bro. When that Dirk placement comes spring, I can tell him I told it. I can tell him by season 4, I told you so. When that Dirk placement comes by spring, I can tell him by season 4, I told you so.
I'll be here on season 4 telling him.
Yeah. Hopefully the Doughboy placement be there too, but I already see the Dirk one coming. But y'all already know. Peace out, bro. And you be safe, all right?
You too, man.